Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. So you want to balance your masculine and feminine energies, right? You've come to the right person. Can I get a hello there? So this is a big question I keep receiving, how to balance the masculine and the feminine energies within yourself. I talk a lot about relationships. Oh yeah. And I say the greatest relationship you can have is with yourself. Once we are aware that we all contain masculine and feminine principles, now we see that we all have the opportunity to become whole within ourselves. And once we do that, we find another hole, and then we make babies, and then we have fun. We come to the beach and stuff. What's happened on the planet? It's time to get serious. A lot of us, we have become so yang, not only men, but women too. We have neglected the divine feminine, and because of that, we are experiencing the consequences. So what is the divine masculine? The protector. But more so than that, we are talking about the brain hemispheres here. Your left hand is connected to the right side of your brain, the creativity, the yin essence. Your right hand is connected to the left side of your brain, the yang essence, the logical side. You have to see it to believe it. The feminine way is all about knowing. Isn't that beautiful? That's why sometimes in relationships, you see a woman and she's just so cool. Some of us men, we're like, oh, what's your number? What's your number? I'm never gonna see you again. And the woman is like, don't worry. If we are meant to be, if we are meant to see, it will happen. Because the true nature of the divine feminine is the intuition. It is the oracle. It is the all-knowing. But wait a minute. We find our greatest power, I've seen, when we have the true fusion, where we combine the masculine and the feminine. What I've realized is that living in this world, sometimes for my own job, I have to be very scientific. I see that I am stuck in my mind for a lot of the day. So what happens? How do I lose my mind and come to my senses? How do I reconnect back to the feminine part of myself? I allow myself to be creative. I allow myself to express myself 100%. This is where the divine feminine thrives. And this is how to restore it within yourself. The feminine essence, principle, is not concerned about being right because it knows the secret. There is no right or wrong. There are only perspectives. The masculine principle, the yang essence, has to always be right. It has to prove, because primarily it is stuck in the ego, the I. The I is always a separation. The separation is the foundation of all fear. The feminine is all about completion and realizing that there is no separation. The divine mother of the planet, which births all life forms on the planet, is only here to take care of us. Now, here is where it gets crunchy. What happens when you are solely in your feminine essence? This goes to males and females. It is wonderful. Now you can express your art, but you know a part of you is missing. That is the analytical side. You are now seeing that that is also beneficial. Why? Because we're living in a world of polarity. And that's why a lot of people who are strictly only connected to the divine feminine, it is the kind of let go mentality, which is wonderful. But at the same time, where the masculine principles thrive is that it's all about standing up for what you believe in, even if that means using force. You see, the masculine principle is all about the radical action. It's about getting things done. A lot of people say, yeah, just the whole world is going to change by just meditating and sitting in a lotus pose. That is the feminine principle. Now, the masculine principle is about realizing the only way the world can change as a collective for the consensus reality is by moving your body to create the change. Now, let's go to the masculine principle. The masculine principle is very assertive, it's confident. It thinks it knows what it's doing. Don't worry, I am in control. The masculine principle is all about control. And that is what sets it back. That is a major setback. Why? Because control is an illusion. The masculine principle, which so many of us are operating on, male and female, keeps us locked into linear time. Now we have become prisoners to time, which is the grand illusion. The feminine knows that time is an illusion. So it just relaxes. So what I've found is that the new consciousness hitting the planet is where we fuse the masculine and the feminine principles within ourselves. The greatest way to do this is to be in a loving relationship. Why? Because every person we are in a relationship with serves as a mirror, showing us our brightest light or our darkest shadow. A loving partner, this is what's helped me along my journey, can bring out the feminine principles within you, also the masculine principles within you. It does wonders. It is amazing. But more so, to tap into the feminine principle, it is all about feeling. Sometimes people say women are emotional. I always say emotions are the energy in motion. All of us should be emotional. That's a great gift because that allows us to tap into the feelings, and our feelings are our inner guidance system. They get us from A to B. They help us navigate. More so, they help us reconnect back to our true authenticity. The masculine principle is not interested in feeling because it doesn't want to get hurt. The masculine principle protects itself. Now, there is a reason why. Look at the 7 Hermetic principles, the principle of gender. You have masculine and feminine within everything. Wonderful. But I've seen you find your greatest power when you combine the two together. And the only way to do that is to be open to the two. If you are very in your mind, start moving more into your heart space by loving more. If you are very into your heart space, start reading a journal or two. Because through this synthesis, we will all find completion. I say to a lot of women that your femininity, did I get it right? Yeah. is the most beautiful thing in the universe. Connect to it, you will find your greatest power. I say to a lot of men, your masculinity is a wonderful thing. Don't be afraid of it. Connect to it. We are all given these gifts for a reason. Now, once you connect back to what you are, now the next step is moving out of your comfort zone. If you are very feminine, embrace the masculine side of yourself. That is where you become the warrior princess, the warrior queen. Where you become the king or the prince is where you're okay about expressing your emotions. They say men don't cry. I say you're lying. You haven't seen each one. And that's the beauty of it. That's why you got these male singers making women scream, ah, because they're connected to their feminine principle, at the same time also their masculine principle. You just have to allow it to happen. It is happening all the time. Once we let go of this resistance, we all create that fusion between the feminine and the masculine. We're here breathing in that beautiful prana, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.